For years, Ben Shephard and Annie Shephard have been admired as one of Britain's most grounded and enduring couples. Ben, the beloved television presenter known for his work on Tipping Point, Good Morning Britain, and countless charity efforts, has always carried himself with warmth, humility, and professionalism. His friendly face and reassuring voice have made him a household favorite. And Annie, though less in the spotlight, has long been admired by those who know her. Intelligent, graceful, and fiercely protective of her family, she has been Ben's constant anchor since their teenage years. Together, they have represented something rare in modern celebrity culture: stability, loyalty, and a quiet kind of love that has stood the test of time. But now, that picture-perfect image has taken an unexpected and dramatic turn. It was meant to be a celebration, a day of joy, a birthday surrounded by family, laughter, and the familiar warmth of home. Instead, reports emerged that Ben Shephard had found himself in a shocking situation, reportedly taken into custody under circumstances that have left fans reeling. This wasn't the sort of lightweight scandal you might expect in the world of television. There were no paparazzi brawls, no drunken outbursts, no salacious rumors. No, this situation carried far more weight. Legal implications, serious consequences, and the timing, on his birthday of all days, made it even harder to comprehend. In the chaos of those first hours, one detail made the story even more astonishing. Annie Shephard herself was said to be directly connected to the unfolding crisis. Those close to Ben described him as devastated, blindsided, and desperately seeking help from the one person he trusts most, Annie. The irony wasn't lost on fans. Ben, so often seen as the calm and steady protector, was now reportedly begging his wife to protect him. His request was simple but profound: use her knowledge, her voice, and her influence to defend him against the storm closing in. For many, the image was heartbreaking. A man admired for his resilience and strength, suddenly reduced to desperation. But for others, it was simply human. Who among us wouldn't reach out to the person we love most in a moment of crisis? Still, it left Annie facing an impossible dilemma. Every marriage faces trials, but few confront challenges this public, this intense, this unforgiving. For Annie, the situation was doubly complex. To intervene directly in Ben's case might be seen as compromising her professional integrity. Yet to step back, to leave him to weather the storm alone, could place unimaginable strain on their marriage. She was, in every sense, caught between love and principle. Friends who know Annie well have described her as both vulnerable and unbreakable. In the first moments after the news broke, they say she was shaken, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what was unfolding. But by the next morning, they saw a woman with fire in her eyes, determined, protective, ready to fight for her husband. As expected, the media wasted no time. Tabloids plastered Ben's face across their front pages. Television panels debated every possible outcome. Social media lit up with speculation, memes, and arguments. Some users rushed to defend him, pointing to his decades of spotless reputation. Others demanded answers, unwilling to let him off the hook so easily. For every supporter who cried out, "This must be a mistake, not Ben," there were critics suggesting the public had been fooled all along. And in the center of it all was Annie. Every word she spoke, every silence she held became fuel for speculation. Should she defend her husband publicly? Should she remain quiet and dignified? Every choice carried consequences. The public now finds itself divided. Some argue Annie must put her love above all else, that her role as Ben's wife comes before any professional boundaries. After all, marriage is about standing together in the darkest moments. Others insist she must remain above the fray. that if she bends her principles for her husband, she risks undermining the very values that define her integrity. It is, quite literally, a test of balance between the personal and the professional, between duty and devotion. And yet perhaps what makes the story most poignant is not the speculation of the press, but the human reality behind it. Two people who have shared decades of love, laughter, and ordinary family life now find themselves thrust into an extraordinary situation. Supporters are heartbroken at the thought of their marriage being tested in this way. For many, Ben and Annie have symbolized what's possible when love endures beyond fame. They've raised two sons together, built a life away from the chaos of celebrity, and always given the impression of being refreshingly down to earth. But now that very marriage is under the microscope. Every smile, every gesture, every public appearance is dissected. Is Annie standing by her husband? Is Ben leaning too heavily on her? The questions may be endless, but the answers remain painfully private. The truth as of now remains murky. Reports shift by the day. New details emerge only to be contradicted by other accounts. Fans are left clinging to fragments of information, trying to make sense of the bigger picture. But one thing is undeniable. This crisis has become a defining moment for Ben and Annie Shephard. Will it bring them closer together, uniting them against the outside world? Or will the pressure prove too great, leaving cracks that even the strongest love cannot fully repair? At its heart, this isn't just a story about scandal, headlines, or speculation. It's a story about love, about a husband leaning on his wife in his hour of need, about a wife facing the impossible task of balancing her heart with her values, about a family caught in a storm not of their making. Ben Shephard, the man so many have trusted to guide them through mornings on television, now faces a test unlike any he has ever known. And Annie, the woman who has quietly walked beside him since his youth, now carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. The future is uncertain. The answers remain elusive, but one truth endures. Even in the darkest of storms, the bonds of love, loyalty, and legacy shine brightest. This story is far from over. With each passing hour, new details surface, new twists emerge, and the public waits anxiously for what comes next. Will Annie step in to defend Ben, or will she hold back in the name of principle? Will this ordeal strengthen their marriage, or strain it beyond repair? Only time will tell. If you've been following this journey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. The next chapter is just around the corner, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. And now, we want to hear from you. Do you believe Annie should step in and protect Ben, or should she let the system play out, even if it means her husband suffers? Share your thoughts in the comments below.